Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've been able to moto vlog. I've been going on quite a bit of rides, so I guess I could have had time to moto vlog, but I've been riding with groups of people, so I've wanted to like concentrate and get better and get faster and get smoother, so I didn't want to be like trying to concentrate on two different things at once. I wanted to make sure I was at the top of my game moving into the end of the season. Because snow's about to fly here soon. We're into October. I'm in Northeast Ohio, so I figured I'd try to do some vlogging, so I had some sort of content to send to you guys here to end the season off. So I had something to play over the winter, to watch during the winter, to get me through the winter season. So that kind of brings me to today's topic is, you know, for those of you guys who don't ride all season, like that have the winter months and don't have all year to ride like some of the people in the south do, like what do you do during the winter? When do you end your season? How do you know when to end your season? And kind of what do you do at the end of the season? That kind of brings me up to the topic, and I just kind of wanted to explain, you know, my thought process and how things go, and then just kind of end with some updates for the end of the year. So my basic theory is, I don't like being uncomfortable when I ride. So if I've got time to gear up and wear heavy clothes and I stay warm when I ride, I don't care how cold it gets. I mean, I've rode when it's 32 degrees outside, as long as it's not snowing or icing, because I don't want to crash because of road conditions. But at the same time is when I ride, I want to have fun riding. So if I'm uncomfortable or the road conditions aren't, you know, to the position where I feel comfortable really hitting it, same thing kind of applies for in the rain. You know, if it's hot outside and it's not really bothering me, it's whatever, you know. But if the road conditions get really sloppy and, you know, dangerous, you know, it's not very comfortable for me, and I don't feel like I could have fun riding, then there's no point going out. So I don't. So that's just kind of how I approach situation. Like if I can't hit a corner because the roads are too cold, or it's, you know, it's sloppy wet, or, you know, it's just so uncomfortable that I can't really move, you know, then I won't go out and ride. But if it's out there like today, I mean, it's about 55 degrees right now, so it's going to be as nice as it's going to be for a while. So I figured I'd get out and ride. Plus I had a kind of agenda. I'm going over to a buddy's to put in my new integrated taillight that I bought for the bike. I'll see if I can show you. I'm going to hit the turn signal right now for my left turn signal. Then I'm going to take my hand off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 seconds, and it finally the turn signal turned on. So you know, the tail light doesn't want to turn on when it gets cold outside, because the way it works is it heats up a diode called a flasher relay. And that's the way the old style bikes worked, was it would heat up and then cool off, heat up and cool off, and that's how you got the flashing sensation for the blinker. But because when it gets cold out, it doesn't heat up because it's old. So, you know, with that being, it doesn't want to light up. And the right, for some reason, is a little bit better than going left, or left turn signals. So I haven't been able to use my turn signals. And plus, the taillight that I have right now, it blinks red whether the turn signal's on or the brake light comes on. So it's really hard when it does light up to determine if I'm using my turn signal or if I'm flashing my brake. So I bought a new turn signal to install here that's got amber lights for the turn signals, and then it also has a red for the brake, so you can tell with my turn signals. And then I bought a new flasher relay, which hopefully will solve the issues of how long it takes for the delay of the turn signal. So we shall see. Hopefully that fixes the problem. I feel pretty confident that we finally fixed my electrical issue. It was an ignition solenoid. It had corroded so bad and started to actually melt the wire, and that's the piece that comes from the rectifier to the back to the battery. So what happens is after the rectifier changes the energy to start charging the battery, it's got to go through this solenoid. Well, the solenoid was so corroded that it was having a hard time getting through that, so it was pushing so much harder to get it through the rust and the corrosion and the fried plug that it was causing it to overheat. So I still put heat sink paste on it. I still put a computer fan on it to help it out. It's obviously cooler now outside, so that's going to help. So we shouldn't, cross my fingers, should not have any issues moving forward with this problem, obviously until the piece goes bad again, which is going to happen, in 20,000 miles or whatever that they average those pieces to last. But hopefully no more issues. I'm going to put a battery tender on it over the winter so the battery should stay strong, and I'm going to keep it at in a unit that has heat to it, so it should stay nice and comfortable inside that unit, so that the bike should stay nice and good through the winter time, which is nice. If you don't have that, I'd recommend looking into finding heated storage for your motorcycle over the winter, especially if you have a nice bike. My bike's not even perfect, it's an older bike, but I still want to take care of my possessions, so I'm going to have it in a storage unit. So the question becomes, when do you put the bike into the storage unit? I'm going to ride it until I can't ride anymore, so I'll ride it until snow starts to fall, which is kind of dangerous because I got to get it over to the storage unit after the snow starts to fall, so that could be sketchy, but I can always trailer it because I have a trailer. So I'm just kind of curious, when do you guys decide when it's time to stop riding? I mean, I know guys that won't ride below 60 degrees. We live in an area where you cannot do that. I mean, you're going to lose 40% of your riding season if you do that. So I'll ride below 40 degrees is really pushing it. So if it starts getting below 40 degrees, I really get uncomfortable riding. Even in the 40s, it gets kind of uncomfortable. But nevertheless, I try to ride as long as possible. Yeah, so like I said, I've been riding a lot more recently. I've been going on some longer rides. I've been trying to get out on Saturday with a whole bunch of group guys. I've got a ton of videos saved up. I didn't really vlog through the videos, so it's kind of boring. It's just kind of, hitting the roads that have lots of corners. I mean, I don't live in an area where it has mountains or anything, so I'm not going to get the canyon carving. So we try to hit the southern Ohio roads like 555, which is a very nice road. I got a nice video from that. Even though I don't really like it because they don't really give you too many cornering signs that give you a gauge on how fast you should take the corner. So unless you actually memorize the road, it's hard to know how fast you can go. So you really can't get into a nice rhythm of how fast and push your limits, because you just don't really have a gauge whether a corner is recommended to go at 40 miles an hour or 20 miles an hour. So you don't want to be going 65, 70 in a corner that is pretty hard in decreasing radius, and sometimes you'll come over a hill and the road will just turn left and you have no idea that it's about to turn left. So I didn't really like 555 very much, but I did ride it. Plus I've heard that it can get pretty dirty. So not only on top of the road being, kind of, hard to get into that rhythm, it's also hard to focus when you are looking through every corner wondering if there's going to be gravel or dirt or horse manure in a corner that's going to cause you to wipe out. So I've been trying to get better. I'm hitting corners a lot faster. I'm starting to really like my body position on right-handing turns. I feel real confident. I can really hammer it through it. I don't know what it is about going left. I'm just a little bit, I don't know if my body position's off, if I'm just not as comfortable going that direction, if I'm not as loose. I don't know, but last time I rode it was a little bit better. Obviously that's going to come with practice. This winter time I'm really going to focus on getting the rest of my gear together. Finally get the bike into its pristine shape. I'm going to change the rotors, replace the fork seals and fork fluid, or not the rotors, the calipers and brake pads, and then obviously the rotors as well, because I think they're pulsing, so when I really hit on it I can feel it. So I'm going to replace those all over the winter here, hopefully have the bike in tip-top shape before the new year, so next year I don't run into the same down issues that I was having all season this year. Fortunately I've had the extra cash and really have been able to budget my money appropriately, where I've been able to replace everything that went bad pretty much right away. But it just got, it just kind of kills your ability to like save up some money when you're dropping $400, $500 a month into your bike. So this year, I don't know, just kind of recap what I've done to the bike this year since I've gotten it. put a new jet kit into the carburetor, so it's got bigger needles now, which hopefully is going to give it a little bit more power to the mid-range. I replaced all of I did a carb rebuild when we put the jet kit in, so it's got all new carb pieces into it. I've got a tank bag, new jacket, riding shoes, boots, gloves, two helmets now, 2 riding jackets. So I just need to get a pair of riding pants, which I've been actually actively searching for a good price on one. I've done some Craigslist shopping. I obviously want to go leather, but leather don't really go with these boots that I have because they're not full-length boots. They're just like high tops basically that are actually Alpine Star high tops. They're called Fast Lanes if you want to Google it. And it doesn't really work with the leather jeans because they get so much tighter because they're designed for the boot to go over top. So I need something where the jacket is going to go over top of or not the jacket, the boot leg is going to go over top of the paint, over the boots. So I think I'm either going to go with riding jeans, like Kevlar riding jeans. Obviously, you know about Rock from all the other vloggers that really recommend it. Those might just be more expensive than I'm willing to buy right now. What I'm kind of leaning towards right now is the textile pants that are not overpants, because I want to have them just so I can wear sliders underneath, like compression shorts, and then those pants, and go riding with them, and then they'll go over top of the pants that I have, or the boots that I have. So I have a pair of riding pants when I go on those long rides. But I'll tell you what, I think I've become a substantially better rider since this year alone. I've been really focused on learning how to become better. I've joined quite a few forums which have really helped me out to become better, teach me about body position. I've rode with some really good riders. You know, like they say, if you want to get better, you got to ride with people who are better. So with that being said, you know, I learned to be smoother and safer ultimately. Even though you're going a little bit more aggressive, it's still ultimately safer. I feel a lot more confident with my ability that in a situation where, you know, something goes wrong, that I can feel I can react quicker. I'll know what to do. You know, it's not just reaction time, it's knowing what to do in that situation. Is it hit the throttle and counter steer out of it? Is it to hit the brakes? So I feel really confident there. Obviously, you can't predict everything, but my just overall confidence is shot through the roof when it comes to my riding ability. So with that being said, then, you know, I've got some better gear now. So I'm glad that I'm getting a lot better, and I've really made some good friendships. One so good that hopefully it leads into a nice career opportunity. I'm really excited about that potentially, but I'm not going to count my eggs before they're hatched. It's a really great guy. He's been, you know, nothing but helpful to me, and if I do end up getting this position to help him out, I won't let him down. But you know, I'm going to show him that it was worth taking the risk on somebody that may not have the exact credentials that they're looking for, but is willing to do whatever the job takes. So give me a moment here while I just fill up. I'm going to put a couple dollars worth of fuel into here before I run out of gas, but I'm not going to fill it up because I have to take the gas tank off. We're going to do some air filter changes. So we got to pull the tank off here, and I don't want to have it too full of gas. I made that mistake once. So I'll be right back here in a second after I edit this video and cut this part out. Alright, I am back, guys. Just put about a gallon of gas into her, gallon and a half, just to get me to my destination. Man, it sucks that the riding season is coming to an end. I was just absolutely killing it through the end here. But nature of living in Akron, Ohio. But yeah, how do you guys get through the winter season? I mean, do you guys do some other extreme sports like snowboarding or skiing? Snowmobiling would be pretty close to, I guess, motorcycle riding, I guess. But it gets cold, doesn't always necessarily snow, so that might not be the greatest for here. More like a mountain range or something where you're getting tons of snow. Alright, so we're pulling into Arby's here. Arby's! gonna wait for somebody. I might talk through this, I don't know. It's gonna be kind of boring for you guys if I do that, so I might just wait. But yeah, like I said, I've really met some good people through motorcycle riding. Just like anywhere, it's not about necessarily who you are, but who you know. And I'm glad to have met some of the people that I have. They turned into just kind of a complete stranger that I met up with, turned into, you know, an absolute true friendship with two guys especially that we've done quite a few long rides with, and we share the passion of riding equally. I mean, it's hard to have somebody who shares the same passion for riding like I do because I'm so passionate about it, but I think I found that, and or somebody who's almost equally as passionate as about it and just enjoys riding for the sake of riding and doesn't need to go to track days just to get out and enjoy the life on two wheels is incredibly enjoyable for anyone that's rode. And if you don't ride, you need to at least experience it once in your life, because there's no true greater feeling, obviously, outside of some other very circumstances like having a kid or making a kid, that's any better than riding on the bike. And I'd say sometimes there's experiences where you get more adrenaline pumping from some of these rides that you wouldn't get from anything else. So yes, it's dangerous. Yes, you can die. I mean, I'm living proof that my brother passed away in a motorcycle accident, so I understand the risks, and you should too by every time you step on that motorcycle, which is why you got to be in the right mindset before you hop on, because you just never know. You know, when one wrong thought in your head and you hit the throttle too hard, or you're not focusing going through intersections or focusing going through the corners, and it's all it takes, man, to make one mistake and it could be it. And you know, that's kind of the thrill of motorcycle riding, is the fact that there is that inherent risk that you don't really get from other things in this world now, because everything is so baby-proofed per se, where, you know, if something is dangerous, they outlaw it so that people can't hurt themselves. But motorcycling is one of those things that it has an inherent risk. There's so much powers on these machines now that you really can't dispute anything. I got a text message. It's probably just debit card withdrawal. The cool thing about Huntington Bank is they send you text messages every time you use your debit card. So A, it keeps you up on your balance, and B, it kind of gives you fraud alerts if somebody was to ever use your card without you knowing about it. I mean, there's been one or two times when I've been sitting at a house just watching TV or just surfing the web or editing a video or whatever I'm doing, and then I hear my phone beep and I look and it's like a transaction was charged to my card. It's like, So I immediately go online, figure out what the transaction was. Both times it was for my gym membership that they shouldn't have charged my card because I paid for a year membership, but they mistakenly did. So I was able to get that corrected right away. But yeah, it gives you some real-time alerts in case something was to happen and somebody's using your card. You'll have an opportunity to catch it right away. So that's pretty cool. But this is about motorcycle riding, not about banking. But yeah, so you know, this season has been incredible season. I'm really gonna be depressed when it ends for the year and the snow starts falling. Not only because you can't ride, but I really hate cold weather. Nothing more uncomfortable than freezing your ball sack off trying to go to work or something, and not being able to be out swimming and just having a good time outside in comfortable weather. It all around is kind of just a sucky feeling. Man, that's all I really have for today and the topics of today's video. You know, post in the comment section, what do you guys do during the winter? How do you kind of keep your mind off of it? You know, do you ride? If you do, you know, what other things do you do? And you know, if you have an all year riding season, F you, because I envy you, because it'd be nice. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool to have those a break time where you're not overdoing it, so it doesn't get boring or it doesn't get you know, kind of old. So you got that like nice 3 to 4 months that you can't ride. So when you get back into the fresh new year, it's like something new again. You know, maybe that's a benefit, but it would be nice to be able to ride all year and go out there. I'm a fan of hot weather, so you know, those 90-degree, 100-degree days don't bother me in the least. So with that being said, I want to thank everyone for your continued support of the channel. The channel is slowly growing. You know, it's always frustrating to see other channels that are new that just kind of explode faster than I do. I mean, I guess I can only have myself to blame for that because I don't upload enough content. But I really try to. I mean, I could do a motovlog every day, but if the motovlog has no content, what's the point? And I try to keep the channel new and refreshing. You know, I don't want to do something that's been done a million times before. And the problem with that is it just makes the videos so far and few between that, you know, maybe that's what's hurting the channel. I don't know. But, you know, as always, I just want to thank you guys for all who watch my video. It means a lot to me. I've got some ideas that I don't necessarily want to try at the beginning at the end of this year because you know, I don't want to start it and then people get hooked on it and then have to wait 3 to 4 months before I can continue it. So I want to start off the new year and hopefully kind of expand the channel rapidly through that way. But some of the ideas, I just want to involve some of the other motor vlogs, some of the bigger motor vloggers to try to help grow my channel into a contest of some sort. I've got the details kind of ironed out. Obviously, I don't want to put it out there because I don't want anyone to steal my ideas. But hopefully I can get some people involved in it. One of the guys that I had planned to do it with, he just recently had to sell his bike because of some financial issues and stuff. And to you, Mr. ZJ Motovlogs, I'm sorry for the things you're going through. I know selling your bike was not an easy thing to do, but you had to do it for you to keep going. You know, I don't know if I could have done that. I'd have tried to do anything that I could to keep that thing. But you did what you had to do, man. It sucks, but I know you'll get back on the road. Maybe I'll try to get a video or two. Maybe if you want to kind of keep your channel active, you could post it on your channel to keep it going. I don't know if that's a good idea. If that's what you want to do. Maybe it'll give you a chance to let some other up-and-coming motovloggers get to their chance to maybe help expand as well. And it's a good thing to, you know, karma is one of those things that you do good things for other people, it turns around and really should benefit you. But I've seen a lot of the motovloggers, man, have some serious issues. You know, AK-47's bike's been down quite a few times, so you know, that sucks for him. Obviously, there's been Chase and Motonicity who's had their bike stolen. You know, they've since been able to get a new bike, which is cool. But it sucks that they lost that time on the roads there, and the hassle that it just takes to go through the insurance companies and get all that stuff done. You know, I know that's got to be frustrating. So, you know, not saying that they're not doing karma things, but man, I just have that feeling that if you do good things for other people, then you'll be rewarded greatly. So, I know I kind of ranted on there for a while. As always, keep that knee dragging, man. Ride safe. Don't push yourself beyond your limits. You know, you obviously want to improve, but be safe out there, because there's people out there that don't want to see you hurt, and they want to see you come home no matter what you think. So as always, keep that knee dragging, guys. Ride safe. Thanks for the continued support, and we will see you guys on the next video. Bye.